What's up, everybody? TonyPizzaGuy here, and today is a pretty special video because over on the Pizza Party Pro, Mayhem from EOWFederation actually hit me up and was saying, you know what, I want to do a collab with you, and I want to talk about more specifically the E-Fed community in WWE games, because that's a community that I actually haven't really reached out to. I've done a little bit with competitive stuff, but not too much, only like playing in person, but Mayhem has a full community at the EOWFederation, so I don't think I'm going to talk too much about that. I will let him get into it. So Mayhem, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Tony. I appreciate you doing this with me. And yeah, you know, there's a lot of talk goes into the simulated universe part of WWE 2K, but not a lot on the E-Fed and league side of things. And, you know, we are competitive, so you know, there's things that 2K might not realize that affect us. And there is a community out there that does have a voice.
Right, of course, because as everybody probably knows, playing online can be a challenge, and trying to create a community is something that's a little bit different. You know, considering their servers and how the lag is and connection and custom content and stuff like that. But before we talk too much about that, I kind of want to just get into like E-Fed stuff, so people who might not know what an E-Fed is can kind of explain it. What I know based off my history of E-Fed stuff is like the old school message board type E-Fed, where you would go on there, you would type out a promo against a guy, and then that would start a match, and then there would be like a whole story written there. But with the game, you can do so much more. You kind of want to tell like what your E-Fed process is here?
Yeah, basically, you know, it's storyline driven content, but it's still competitive. So when people debut, you know, obviously they want to face the top guy, but you got to look at it at a realistic standpoint. You need to earn everything you put in, you get out, but you got to start getting your feet wet first. So, you know, it's all about the who, what, when, where. And you get yourself known that you can actually be around, because some people join E-Feds and then they'll decide to go somewhere else, or it wasn't for them. But when you're there, and we have a community that will promo on each other with storylines, and whether win or lose, it does affect, you know, their progress going toward the championship. We got several out there in a good tag team division now that researched, and you know, that type of stuff right there makes it entertaining for people. But that right there is the meat and potatoes of it.
Gotcha. So if I was like, let's say that tomorrow I'm like, okay, I want to join the EOW. How do I get involved with that? Like, what would be the process? Like, if I'm coming in and I'm like, okay, I want to start a story, or I want to start a match, or how does that all work then?
Normally when you first join, you'll go over your training for rules, and, you know, we have certain attributes and abilities that we, you know, allow and some restrict, but mostly it's free will. You'll train, make sure your guy's good, that he's, you know, making sure he doesn't have a cheap move set, making sure everybody is trying to not ride that gray line. People, we know when we're all playing dirty. So, you know, when we're trying to keep it fair, we'll train you, go over our rules that we have, and then after their training is done, they'll be booked for this match. And then during your training process, somebody might approach you and just be like, yo, dude, I like the way your guy looks. You want to do a storyline? Cool. Boom. Take off. Me as the owner of EOWFederation, I don't get too hands-on. I let people kind of do it themselves, and that's kind of been our success motto. Been around this will be our 4th year, so.
So when you do like the promos, do you do them over like, do they actually cut the actual promo themselves, or how does that work?
No, it's not like I've seen where people are using like a phone, you know, cutting a promo on their phone or whatnot.
Yeah.
They're written ones, and then it's up to the user. If they have a video capture device, they'll use the video editor and use the universe storyline and take clips out of that. You know, we got community creations out there. You grab that individual as a wrestler, and you'll set up the scene and, you know, record it, and you apply it, upload it, and it's implemented into our show.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I was thinking it was like you're over Xbox Live headset, like, hey, so you suck. But
no. Everything is pretty much written out. But, you know, it's on the eye of the beholder. So, say you have a really macho guy or dark character, and you sound like Pee Wee Herman. You don't want to ruin the image of what the viewer is
Right.
interpreting your character to sound like. So, you know, and leaving a little bit of magic to it, I'd say.
I got you. I got you. So it's more written out promos, and then you edit them and upload those, and those go into the show then.
Right.
Okay, cool. That makes more sense. So then you protect the character because you got the big muscular dude who you want to look like a badass, and you don't want him to sound like a little child. So I understand what you're going for. And it's cool because I was checking out some of your stuff. You sent me this playlist, and you have a lot of really highly edited stuff on there. Was this all just like kind of like, did you go to school for this, or you just kind of learned it yourself and self-taught?
You know, YouTube tutorials, and you know, anything you want to. And you just gotta apply yourself. I use Adobe After Effects and Photoshop. I'm not as proficient in Photoshop as I'm learning to be in After Effects, so that's kind of where I'm learning my trait and trying to do some of these hype tricks in Adobe After Effects. I feel it does a good presentation, but I'm not that great at doing the whole masking concept. But you know, I'm looking for people all the time that have those type of talents as well. So.
Yeah, for sure. Because learning masking is one of the I think it's one of the most time consuming things, especially if you're doing like frame by frame stuff. I mean, I hate doing that stuff, but if you can learn it, and like I'm the same way because I kind of just self teach myself. You know, I watch videos, I play around in programs, and that's kind of so I kind of respect someone like that puts in the time and you know wants to build something from the ground up. So I think that's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then I guess what I want to do here is kind of transition. I think you had some things you want to talk about when it comes to WWE games and online and E-Feds.
Well, just you know what I'm seeing out of 2K and you know in 17. I think the main problem when you have PvP leagues is that you need to be able to connect in your arena with your content, your brand, so that way you can show it off to other people. You can't do that. It's very restricting. So I'm hoping in 2K18 that they do address those servers. I know there was a video out saying they were hiring more people in their online department. I don't know who put that video out, but I remember it.
Yeah, I actually put that video out, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was looking around on their job posting website, just browsing around, and 2K and WWE, I think it was WWE Games 2K or whatever, was looking to hire someone to help with their online creating like a whole new community or like a whole brand new thing. So I don't know if they have hired that person yet or if they have not. I don't know. Like
I said, that right there is one of the main things. So when you have those matches, tag team, multi-match, created arenas are important. But right now it's so bad that we're having split screening issues where one player will be seeing you outside of the ring punching the air and you're trying to be like, dude, why aren't you in the ring? Like, oh, we split screen. So, I mean, and then you got to use an arena that's in the game. Handle all created content for some reason. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, I understand because like they really don't even give you a warning when you disconnect or the match splits up. Like I'll be doing this and then my friend will be like, oh, and I'll be like, what are you going crazy about? Nothing even happened. Like, and then they're like, oh, we got in 2 different games. That's weird.
Yeah, so that's one thing. The other thing is, I know they're restricted by what WWE allows them to, but it's like I was telling my wife just the other day. I'm like, I saw Rainbow Free Blood when I was 5. I'm like, my daughter's seen all the Harry Potter movies, and she's 5, and she's starting to watch Lord of the Rings. So, come on, everybody's seen blood by the time they get their hand on that video game.
Right.
And it adds a dramatic. People make it more entertaining when they do it offline, and that's the benefit of people who do the simulated leagues. They get that blood and all that. But online, we still want it. It does provide that extra, pop for people watching the match, So bring it back. I think they need to.
Yeah, I don't know why. It should be an option to turn it on or off online, but I'm sure the reason it's not is something to do with the game rating. If they had it on, the game would be rated higher than what it is now or something. Or maybe it's a WWE policy because everything that they go through to put in the game, they have to run by WWE to get it approved. So
And
It might
that's
be
where
based off of their current strat. I mean, Vince McMahon just got busted open on SmackDown the other day, so
I know that was pretty awesome, right?
right, yeah, and blood makes it more dramatic.
Yeah, point in case.
So there it is. But and then like as far as like WWE 2K18 goes, like so far we've seen a lot of cool things. There's actually just a gameplay trailer that dropped today. Like what is most
a lot
exciting?
of backstage action I saw in that. The styles clash on the limo, being able to.
Yeah, for sure. Like there's a lot of finishers you can do on the car. Shane jumping off the top of the 18-wheeler was cool too.
Yeah, so they said backstage is online. I hope that'll add that definitely part of the e-fedding area that is happy about the online backstage. That's pretty big.
And it's also cool, like, because they have the catering area and a bunch of other things backstage. So you could do some really cool promos online as well if you just like go up to a guy backstage and do some stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep. The one thing I thought this year, and I've seen people comment on it, but I did a count and there's like 51 Hall of Famers. And I think that's way too much, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel, but I'm wondering why they don't take some of those off and reserve those spots for people who come in later in the year, like Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and Adam Cole. Like that could be a late year release DLC content. That would be awesome.
See, I was always under the thing like they should do a every other year release and then just keep updating the roster
bi-yearly, like EAUFC does, right?
Yeah,
I think they're on a bi-yearly thing so they can work on adding more content.
That's what I would do, and then I would add more content, like DLC content for wrestlers and stuff throughout the year, arenas and stuff like that. As like I know it's microtransactions. A lot of people don't like that, but I think
no day one patch.
yeah. What they want to do, I guess, from what I've heard from them, what they have told me is that they want to have the best mix of legends and the most accurate roster that they possibly can within the allotted time of the year. But when you're making a yearly franchise, there's only so much that you can do, but I mean, so as you saw from, 2K16, 2K17, and now 2K18, they're finally doing the lighting and the crowd and all that. So they're trying to make it better every year, but they can only fit the certain guys in it, and they want to have the legends because they know people like playing as legends, and that's just kind of how they want to do it.
This roster has kind of proven a lot of people wrong. I think only thing some people might be happy about right now is James Ellsworth is not on the official roster. So.
Yeah. I think he might be DLC though. We'll have to see.
Yeah. So let's pivot and talk about the creation suite. Normally that's talked about later. Like I think last year was pretty much the week before the game came out, like the week of. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping we get something detailed on that because a lot of complaints where you don't have superstar tattoos anymore. Wondering if that's back in. And being able to have, you have the wrestler. What about the hair? Because that would add a lot to it as well.
Yeah, one of the things like when I talked to them, they said that they wanted to fix like some of the problems they had before, like the blur effect when you do the logos.
Yeah,
they removed that this year. And also with like the boots or whatever, because last year you couldn't edit because basically
left and right foot.
Right. Because basically,
but it wasn't even symmetrical.
Yeah, they were trying to do like AJ Styles boots last year, and they couldn't do it. Like they wanted to put phenomenal and then one and then do all that, but now they said they had fixed that and they've done that. So I guess what they're going to be doing, from what I've been told, is that they're going to take what they had last year and make it even better this year. So I don't know what that really means, but that's what their idea is.
Yeah, no word on the whole creative finisher, right?
No word on that. They should bring it back, except not have you be able to slow it down and do a million things in a row.
Yeah.
That was a little crazy.
Well, the one thing I thought, and this is a Hail Mary, but would be cool if you had Ring Creator where you could choose it to be 4 or 6-sided.
Right.
Just shut down the competition altogether, but I'm sure there's a patent on it.
I'm sure like the programming for making the game work in 6 sides would be way different than working for 4 sides.
Yeah, probably. But that's the wish list.
No, that's perfect. I mean, that's why we do this. We put it out there. Hopefully they hear us, and then they can take some of our feedback and do it. So, I mean, there's a lot of exciting things coming out this year. The graphics alone make it cool. I just, again, my biggest worry, and they have said that it's not going to be a problem, is like the multi-man matches with the graphics and the lighting, and especially going online with the new graphics and lighting. That's a little thing that I'm a little worried about.
Right, and this is a part of the whole dedicated server thing. I really wish they would, because people get this game because they want to play with people. So if you don't have that online overall, I don't want to say the product would fail, but it would definitely hinder people from purchasing it.
Yeah, I don't know what their philosophy is. I would really like to hear them be able to say, okay, online is a huge focus for this community. We're going to give dedicated servers. Like if they did that, I mean, in this day and age in gaming, I think dedicated servers are almost a must for your game if you're going to make an online game.
Right, and the WWE franchise has been since 2005 on PS2 when THQ owned it, and now it rolled to 2K, but it's still a franchise. And people have stayed with it from the beginning when it went online.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they may not realize how they know their fan base is dedicated, but how extremely dedicated they are. We're actually wanting this to, enhance a gameplay for them, whereas something needs to change. And I think going dedicated would be the way to do it.
I think that competitive scene just needs to happen because, I mean, because I played with some of the other 2K YouTubers, the WWE Games YouTubers, and we came up with like our own set of rules that worked for playing. Like, you have to hit a finisher before you can even pin.
Right.
And then we just chucked submissions out of the way because we're like, submissions are cheap online. And there's a lot of different rule sets.
Yeah, they brought back the button mashing for offline, but not online, and wouldn't mind it as much.
Yeah. I like the button mashing, but I just never really got used to submissions because I never really do them. But I think they need to realize, like, the community for competitive, like, I don't know if they have not seen esports recently, but I feel like WWE could have an esports type league, and it could be exactly what you're trying to do, competitive with storyline based stuff, and you get the personalities there. And I know that you said you actually do some competitive live streams with people, like calling it like casting.
Yeah, so we do a show. It's a live giveaway. I get Wrestle Crate, that wrestling club. You're welcome for the free plug. And, I get it for my community. So when we go live, how it'll work is I'll say I have a Dalton Castle shirt. Who wants it? Be the first to join. I'll be the third man, as a ref. I don't intervene at all. I just taunt and, be silly out there and whatnot. And, whoever wins gets the shirt. And, I have other things that I give away as well. So it's a good time. A lot of people enjoy it when it happens.
Yeah, for sure. I think they need to realize that community is there, and that it could be even bigger, because like this is such a hardcore fan base. So it's a lot different than most.
It's definitely there. It is. And I have the website set up to where it's EOW Gaming and EOW. And we got a belt company involved, but for those tournaments, that's a tournament, and people have to actually buy in for that. But you're paying $15 and you could win, the new NXT title. I mean,
there you go. That's really sweet.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big stream. That's what everybody wants. But in the meantime, on the way to that, got the little knickknacks that hand out.
That's cool. That's really neat that you're giving back to the community like that, the people that actually come in and support you and then give back to them and actually make it a fun competitive thing. Because I know playing competitive is like super awesome. Like even like going live and playing in person competitively, because I've done a couple tournaments that way, and it just gets crazy. Like everyone's cheering, everyone goes crazy. You want to win that tournament, and you want to get to the end and get that prize. And I mean, that would be perfect. I mean, they even did it at one of the WrestleMania accesses. They did a live tournament where people could win and stuff. And I think they need to like somehow get that dedicated server and then make like an online competitive league, and even they could host these competitive tournaments, right? And then you could win prizes and stuff. I mean, there's a community, there's a whole lot of things they could do with online if they wanted to.
Oh yeah, well, it's right under their nose, and maybe if they listen to this, then there you go, EOWgaming.net. Just saying.
And I know that they're trying to do the what is it? Not My Career, but the what is it called? I can't think of the word. What's the word
Road
for
to
the
Glory?
Road to Glory. That's what they're trying to do. But that's, I don't know what that is actually entailing. They haven't really talked about it. So
I know.
I'm interested to see what that is.
I know what we're talking about is, you know, it would be great to have a universe online.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that way you can kind of like Madden franchise. You have, you know, your universe password protected, and you know it has your whatever your brand is for the name of it, and your community will join it, be part of the roster. You can set up your calendar, set up all your created arenas for your shows and the pay-per-views. You can do all that online and have a belt system, and people can come in and get their matches done. Probably easier than, you know, actually doing it in a website type format, but you know, it would be a way to go.
Right, for sure. I think that there's a lot of things that could be done. Hopefully we can get this together. One of the big things I wanted to like quickly mention to you was Parsec, and maybe potentially doing it online with Parsec and PC WWE 2K18.
Yeah, that's definitely another way to go. So when you have everybody on 2K18 on PC, you know, you could probably use the match creator to its fullest potential, but you know, to be detailed a little bit later.
Yeah, once that comes up and the PC version of the game's out, I'd love to get you in a call and try and work on something together and see what we can do, because especially with the PC and the modding community, like making your custom characters would be insane. The thing is, you just have to get that. I mean, I guess maybe that could be a spin-off like side promotion for you. Like you have your main Xbox one that you do, and then you could do like a PC.
Definitely.
PC one. And I'd love to be involved with that, because I always love like the back end stuff of it and try and get like the, like, I don't know. Parsec is just insane, like how it works. I don't even understand it, but if we could create something
great for the community, and I think that potential is there, especially with Parsec. Even if you want to go retro like people have been doing, it's still good to do.
Yeah, for sure. So when that comes out, we're definitely going to have to try it on the PC and see how that works out. But I don't know. Is there anything else that you really want to touch on here? I'm sure we'll do more stuff in the future, but if there's anything that you wanted to talk on this first video real quick.
Well, I just want to reach out to the community. You know, if you want to join the storyline driven part instead of the competitive, where it's strictly tournaments, we have EOWFederation.net. That's where you can go to register. Registrations are open right now. Fill out your information, and you'll get a email validation that you need to click on and go through that. And we can start your training now. It's a good time because we're about to do our last pay-per-view of 2K17 Summer Brawl before we take our break and transition to 18 when that comes out. And, you know, getting to training on 17 and between the downtime would be time to join. I am looking for staff, so if you have the ability to with Elgato or whatnot, I'd definitely be interested in having you part of the community. But EOW, as far as you know, people playing politics when they're the owner of a E-Fed or league or whatever it is, I am not. And I'd love to have you in here. You get exactly what we put into our community. You know, if you're getting your matches done and you're putting out content as far as a promo cut here and there, you get a title shot in no time. We love those type of people. And, you know, hopefully we, if not, get a couple of fans on our YouTube channel, EOW Federation.
Cool. Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I was just looking through some of your roster here at EOWFederation.net, and there's a long cast of characters here. It's pretty cool that you have them all like listed here and their height and weight and all that. You've gone above and beyond for this, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to say EOWFederation.net, EOWgaming.net as well.
Yep.
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you want to link those as well? Say those as well?
Twitter is EOW Federation, and Facebook, you can look us up by EOW Space Federation. quick moment on the gaming is that is actually, like I said, the tournament side of things. So
okay,
you can also add like your clan, like clans can join and you can do clan versus clan battle. It's basically, I set it up to be the ESL WWE 2K.
gotcha.
And clans can battle each other to see who's the better clan.
That's really cool.
And there are no rules. Like, I mean, if there's the two people kind of go over that before they do their matches between their clans, and then eventually you'll see a notice for, the big tournaments for prizes to the public.
That's cool. It's kind of similar to like game battles kind of was in the past, where it's like you just meet up and you determine the match and you set it up on your own time.
Yeah, and there's a ranking ladder and
that's cool. That's really sweet. So anyway, check them out. EOWgaming.net, EOWFederation.net, Twitter, Facebook, all that fun stuff. And anything else you want to plug or add before we end this?
That's it. Thank you for having me on, Tony. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully,
hit us up.
Hopefully we can get on Parsec and get something going with 2K18 and try to get like a PC side game. Because I'd even like to join up and even just get it going with you and have you like help host it or like help put it on, since you already have the back end of it, with the EOW gaming and
definitely,
all that stuff. So we'll have to work something out in the future. So anyway, guys, check them out. Let me know what you think. Let us know in the comment section below if you guys are into E-Fed, if you've ever done any E-Fed stuff online, if you've done any created character type storyline driven stuff. And I'm interested to know if you guys have any other E-Feds out there, any other promotions like that you guys know about or want to promote. Let me know. Always interested in looking at that stuff. And we'll check back, I'm sure, as far as when 2K18 comes out, because we only have like less than a month. And that game will be out in our hands and we'll be able to play it. So we'll meet up again. We'll talk again. Thank you for coming on out, man.
All right. I appreciate it.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Thanks.